A client asked me yesterday, should we just move everything out of FBA? It's a wrong question. The better question is, which products make sense where? Today, I'm sharing what we will learn from helping sellers manage this balance. I'm Cassie, bringing clarity to the chaos of shipping. With FBA fees going up and 3PL options expanding, everyone's reconsidering their fulfillment strategy. After working with different sellers, some doing $1 million a year, others doing $50 million, I've seen what works and what doesn't. There's no perfect answer, but there are smarter ways to think about it. Okay, first thing, let's talk real costs here. FBA isn't just the fulfillment fee. It's storage, removal, disposal, aged inventory surcharges. 3PL isn't just a cheaper storage. It's account management fees, minimum volume, integration costs. One client discovered their cheap 3PL was actually more expensive after adding all the extras. Another found FBA was costing them 30% more than they thought when including aged inventory fees. So, what's the lesson there? You're gonna calculate total cost, not just the number they show you upfront. Second consideration, inventory velocity. If you sell more than 10 items a day, the FBA usually makes sense because the prime beige matters. The buy box advantage is real. But if your product selling 10 units monthly, you need to carefully consider whether to continue using FBA. We typically see the break-even at around 1 to 2 units per day. Above that, FBA's benefits outweigh costs. Below that, you are basically paying Amazon to store your inventory. Also, a very important point is to understand your profit margin because high-margin products can afford slower velocity in FBA. Third point, the hybrid approach. Many sellers now keep 4 to 6 weeks of FMCG in FBA. Everything else in 3PL. They use 3PL for FBA replenishment. Ship pallets to Amazon, not individual cartons. Here are some interesting data. Sellers using both typically report 15 to 25% fulfillment savings, not the 40 to 50% that gets thrown around, but still significant. But this approach also has its drawbacks. It requires more management. Actually, you are running 2 systems, 2 relationships, 2 sets of processes. Let me be honest about when this doesn't work. If you are making under $100,000 amount, the complexity might not be worth it. If you've got fewer than 20 SKUs, honestly, keeping everything in one place is usually the smarter move. And if you can't hit the 3PL's minimum volume, they are going to give you a pretty bad raise anyway. Overall, this kind of setup just makes the most sense for sellers who are already at a certain scale and have stable, predictable sales coming in. Here's my take after seeing hundreds of these decisions. There's no universal answer. FBA works great for some business. 3PL works great for others. Most established sellers end up somewhere in between. The key is knowing your numbers, real costs, velocity, margins, and making decisions based on data, not fair feast of promises of savings. If you are considering this, start small. Test with your slowest movers first. See if the savings are real for your specific situation. What's your experience? If you have tried both, what worked, what didn't? Share in the comments. Next week, we are looking at customers' valuation strategies. Boring topic, big impact on landed costs. Follow if you want practical logistics insights. No hype, just what actually works.